Welcome. This is Better Decisions for Life, the channel that gets you thinking and sometimes gets you blocked. There is a travel ban, exit ban, that's going on in China right now, and Americans are being warned about it. What that means is that if you're in China and you're American and you're trying to leave, they can just impose an exit ban on you, which means that you can't leave until they say so. Now, I see so many articles talking about this and trying to get people, I feel like, create like a mass hysteria. The thing is, this is not the first time that this has happened. And the other thing about this is that who are they targeting with this information? You know, when they say the word American, what image comes to your mind? What kind of person comes to your mind when they say American? Now, think about it. They're saying China is basically kind of, I guess, holding them hostage or kidnapping them or whatever you want to call it. But whatever they're doing is illegal. Now, this is something that is not being told like about the situation that people are. They're probably there has been mention of this, but people just choose to listen to whatever information they choose to. Now, the Americans that they're targeting are not like regular people. They're not like people going there probably teaching English, trying to go back home and visit, or just go back home, period. They're not targeting like the regular traveler, with European ancestry or African ancestry. They're not targeting those people, or of Hispanic ancestry, whatever you want to call it. They are targeting people of Chinese ancestry or heritage that have most likely very immediate link or ancestors that come from China. Probably their mom or dad, their grandfathers, grandmothers, or even their spouses. So, and these are people who they're probably like first generations Chinese, but why are they being targeted? Oh, right. Okay. Because they have family members, close relatives that were tied to some corruption in China, that were doing illegal things in China. Their family members or their relatives are fugitives. So Chinese officials are looking for them. So, I guess they couldn't interrogate them the regular way. If there's a regular way to interrogate people, like say, hey, I got a couple of questions to ask you, and I want you to help me find your relative. So they didn't do it that way. They're doing it in a what people would say is a corrupted way, and it's an inhumane way, right? My thing is that they're targeting people for a reason. Yeah, they through illegal means, but you got to understand who they're targeting. And I mean, yeah, you can take caution. You don't want to be held up or anything, and you think this is China doing a tit for tat for regular everyday Americans, but they're trying to get to a certain type of American. Now, it's interesting because I just feel like this is a whole like political agenda. Like, what better way to say, hey, everybody is accepted no matter what heritage you come from, and if you're an American. Now, I would say the most recent case of some Americans being banned from exiting China. Let me see. I believe they're a brother and sister. Their last name is Liu or something like that. And Chinese officials are looking for their father because he committed some type of economic crime or something. Like, it has to do with like billions of dollars in loans and some other things. Who knows what. And so they were born in America, right? They were born in the United States of America. So they basically took advantage of like the birthright citizenship because their parents were Chinese. Their parents are Chinese nationals. We're Chinese nationals. So China considers the kids to be still Chinese citizens, regardless if their mom dropped the load on American soil. So that's why they feel like they still have jurisdiction over these people. You know, it's important for people to actually understand the backstory to what's going on, and understand like no Chinese people, Chinese officials are not like out outright just like, oh my gosh, snatching up Americans and kidnapping them and holding them. Because first of all, what would they literally talk to you about? I mean, unless you're somebody who, you know, they've been investigating you and you have some kind of government information, technology, spies, all that kind of thing, right? Okay. Then, like any other government, they would snatch you up. But most likely, the regular Schmo Joe, Mary Joes traveling, they're not snatching you up, okay? So you don't have anything to be concerned about. You can go along your merry way. Now, if your people, relatives were fugitives, then that's another story. You need to be, yeah, you need to take it as an extra number 4 warning and probably don't travel there at all. So if you guys want to know where to find important information in regards to this, you can visit the U.S. government website. I'll put the link in the description box, and that way you can just read closely. Yeah, if you have a relative on that list and you plan on traveling to China, yeah, be aware. And I also read like in some cases, the Chinese government has had people followed, like agents followed people all the way back to the US and pretty much spied on them, and then followed them all the way to their home and found out where they work, found out so many different things to try to get those fugitives to return back to China. Yeah, so this is a interesting issue here. And it's what's so interesting is how China still views their people. Like, who cares if you had a baby in the US? You're still Chinese. Who? Now that's a sticky situation to be in. So now, but when it comes to politics, you look at it like, wow, you can almost believe who's gonna get our president's vote. The Chinese people, and who can assume they knew how the Chinese collective people in the United States voted anyway? If they did vote, then it will be another secure vote because he's protecting them. And because they are American after all, right? But what better way to show solidarity than to fight for people that would be part of the color spectrum? That should solidify things in the future. And and you know what I also want to bring up, I'm not sure if you guys have heard about the Chinese executive that works for electronic company Huawei. Okay, and she was taken from Canada and arrested by US officials, and people say the US kidnapped her. And you know, some people are saying like maybe this has something to do with it, but the thing is that the family, the Liu family that are being held up in China, they were already being held up. So, and the situation with the executive, that happened after that. Like, they happened a month apart. So, yeah. Anyway, if you've gotten this far, I appreciate you for listening, and have a great day.